Hey guys, welcome back. I have a guest with me today, my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, go ahead and say hi.
Hello.
So, I'm going to be adding her to the podcast. It won't be all the time, but it might be more often than normal. So, just kind of get used to seeing her face on here.
Just
Um,
get used to it.
so, what I'm going to be doing, well, actually, what we're going to be doing today, not me, I'm not by myself anymore. What we're going to be doing today is reading a Am I the Asshole story. It's a gem story on Reddit. And then I want to talk about communication. Yeah,
Communication.
we were trying to brainstorm what to talk about. And one thing that we're both trying to really work on and we're both not passionate about, but we really care about.
No, I think passionate's a good word for it.
Okay, passionate about is communication. So we'll go ahead and read the story, and then we'll jump into communication and just kind of give our perspectives on it. I actually want to do it from a coach and a client perspective as well too. She is not working with me; she's actually working with somebody else. But it's kind of interesting to be able to see things from both perspectives. So we'll talk about that as well too.
For the record, I have been his client before in the past, just not right now. But yeah, okay. So, am I the asshole for getting someone banned from the gym over a 1 minute workout? I, 35 female, joined a gym near my house recently. I picked this one because it has a circuit area, and I've only ever done circuit workouts before, so while I'm learning the ropes, I wanted something familiar. The circuit area is different from the rest of the gym. The workout is 1 minute per machine, and the area is designated for people doing that workout. Oh, okay. I've been in those before in the gym,
I think they have
like the
those
quick
at.
workouts.
I'm pretty sure that I feel like this is Planet Fitness because I'm pretty sure I've seen this at Planet Fitness before. Like the one I went to was like in a circular area, and it was
Yeah,
just a bunch of machines.
I've
That yeah,
I've experienced that Planet Fitness setup myself. All right. There are signs posted clearly. There is a timer on the screen on the wall. The rules, yeah, this is Planet Fitness, I think. The rules are there,
oh
I
yeah.
can't talk. The rules are there for all to see. Limit 1 minute per machine. The machines aren't different from the other ones in the rest of the gym, so many of the gym goers use the circuit machines when the matching one is occupied. When no one is using the circuit area, this doesn't matter and no one tells them not to. But when someone is, they are expected to move off of a machine that someone needs to complete their workout. Man, I'm having college flashbacks right now.
Oh god.
I've had to ask people to move a few times. For some, I even had to point out the rules, and people typically move without incident. Until the other day. I was doing my workout and a man was using a machine in the middle of the circuit area. I skipped over the machine he was on, hoping he would be done by the time I was done with the other 5 to 6 machines I would be using. When I was done, he wasn't, and after glancing over to see if the matching machine was free, it wasn't. I asked him if he could move for just 1 minute so I could finish up. He said no. I tried to explain that the area he was in wasn't for regular workouts and that I just needed one machine to complete my workout. He said no again. I pointed out the rule sign and timer, and he started yelling at me, saying that he had been a member however many years and no newbie was going to come in and tell him what he can and can't use, and called me some names that I won't repeat.
Hmm.
I got a staff member who told him he had to move, and eventually he did, and I used the machine for exactly 1 minute. I was quite shaken at being screamed at by a grown man in a public place, though. I went home and emailed the gym owner complaining about the man. They replied and said after reviewing security footage, they have revoked his membership. My gym friends say I'm the asshole for going that far with it and getting his membership revoked over 1 minute of workout.
Hmm. I
There's a lot going on with this one.
so I'll give my perspective on it, and then you can share yours. But I don't think she's the asshole. I think the guy could have handled that a lot well, and I think trying to look at it from her perspective. So she had this altercation with this dude, right? So and this guy's been going here for years. So if I had to guess, he's gonna continue going. Well, he's not going anymore, but he would be continuing going there. And if she sees him after having this altercation, she's gonna feel uncomfortable around him. So I agree with the fact that she reached out to the gym owner and just said something to them. Now at that point, like she didn't tell them to revoke his membership or anything like that. Like she just told them what was going on. It was on them at that point to revoke his membership. So she didn't do anything wrong. She she stood up for herself. She let them know what was going on, and those were the consequences for him reacting the way he did. He could have handled that so much better. Like, I don't care how long you've been in the gym. Like, people will use the same equipment. Like, it's just because you've been going there longer than someone else doesn't mean you're entitled to a piece of equipment or to be on as long as you want or anything like that. Like, we're all using the shared space, so just be respectful and practice proper gym etiquette.
Yeah. I think a lot of this comes down to what we like to call, because we talk about this sometimes, gray areas.
Yeah.
Things are so black and white, right? It's either you're right or you're wrong. It's this way, it's that way, it's them or it's other. And I feel like that could be a whole nother podcast because we got some strong feelings on how people do that. I think that there were a lot of gray areas here that could have been addressed. And I think there's a little bit of context that's missing. For the gym owner to just kick that guy out after one incident, it makes me wonder, were there other incidents? Because that's really that's really 0 to 100.
Or it's just Planet Fitness. You've seen all the videos out there. They're no
true. He might have.
Yes, they're like, if you take your shirt off in the gym, you're out. Go. Like, so
that's the equivalent of the lunk alarm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I just think that it could have been handled better by both.
Yeah.
One thing that I learned working with you over the past few years is that it's important to have an arsenal of workouts kind of available to you.
Yeah.
So depending on what the machine was that she needed for, 1 minute, it would have been nice for that guy to move. But in that situation, she could have found another exercise to do for 1 minute.
That's a really good
to finish up her circuit.
That's a really good point you brought up too about like just having like an arsenal of different workouts that you can do. Because there's plenty of times where we've gone to the gym to work out, or I've gone to the gym to work out, and there's all the equipment's in use. Everything like I have to find something else to use or kind of just wait. Like
all the time. And like right now, a situation I'm in with my trainer. So I'm working with somebody online and I send her videos so she can see how my form is. Every single time the workout has me doing a dumbbell press, there's somebody on it the entire time. And they're normally on Facebook, or they've completely set up their little, it's almost like a fort that they've set up at the bench. They've got their water bottle and their towel, and they're over talking to, I don't know, Timmy Tricep, and they've been there for like 5 to 10 minutes. But I don't know. I think that this is a situation that could go one of two ways, because I have been frustrated in the way that she was frustrated. But I've also been in that guy's shoes where I'm just trying to get my workout done.
And another thing too is like, some people are really like by the rules, like 1 minute, and she seems like she's by the rules. Like 1 minute she's on and then she's off in that minute. Like she doesn't go any longer than that. A lot of people are not like that. A lot of people are okay with, oh, there's no one else around. Like I can spend a little bit more time on here, or, maybe they're in the zone, maybe they're on their phone. I don't know. Different situations.
I think that my official opinion is ESH. Everybody sucks here, including the gym owner, unless there was an altercation that happened before. That's really 0 to 100 to kick the guy out. I think that everybody, both the gentleman that was on the machine and the girl, could have handled it better and used flexibility.
What do you think about the name calling that he was doing?
Oh, no, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done name calling. In fact, because I'm the one that read it, I think I missed that a little bit. I think that honestly they both sound rigid. I think that they both could have just been more flexible in different ways. I think everybody sucks here in that one.
I'd be interested to know what you guys think. So definitely make sure that you leave a comment below and share whether or not you think they are the asshole, everyone's the asshole, or so. Are you looking for it?
A lot of people are saying not the asshole, but I still think everybody sucks here. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean that's your opinion, and that's their opinion or whatever. Everyone's gonna have like their own perspective and opinion on it because of maybe their own experiences in the gym, possibly.
This makes my server heart happy.
Oh god.
Reviewing the security footage equals gym owner popping open a bottle of champagne with his staff. Never done that in the back of a Chili's before.
So let's go ahead and jump into the next topic, which is communication. And we're going to be talking about the coaching and the client perspective too. But I kind of want to have her give some background in terms of like working with me, our communication. That that could be another whole episode itself. It probably will be actually. And then just, working with a different coach and how that's been for you.
Should I just start at the time that you left me at the gym crying, or
Yeah, I mean, if you want,
where
go
do we
ahead.
work up from there?
Go ahead.
So when Skylar and I have been together for almost 10 years, and when we met, we had both gone through some really transformative periods of our lives. I know last episode he told you all about working out with his cousin and how that started for him. That was probably only 3 months before we met.
Yeah, we met
Something
probably
like that.
Yeah, because we met in June, right? Or was it May?
In June, yeah.
Was it
It was
June?
the very first day of summer.
Yeah,
in
so this was
June.
like
Yeah.
like I wasn't too far into my own like origin story or whatever. Like I had just started working out probably like 2 or 3 months before I met Carrie.
Yeah, and I was
You
not
should
gonna.
tell them the story how we met.
Well, we'll save that for another time because we're talking about fitness right now. But anyways, I do think it's relative to say that I went through my own really rough period before Skylar and I met. I also had gotten out of a really bad relationship. Like I thought we were gonna get married. I was drug when we broke up, and I had some really extreme family things that happened as well. So I turned to fitness probably around the same time that Skylar did. I was going to yoga classes and I was working out, and Skylar and I's experience was completely opposite.
Oh,
He
yeah.
found it and he fell in love with it. I did it to keep the sad away. And that's like the best way that I can word that. I was going through one of my first rounds of depression. I was going through really high anxiety, and working out was one of the only things that made my skin like not feel like it was crawling, right? So when Skylar and I met, he was kind of on this eat a lot, lift a lot.
Yeah, I mean that. Like I said in the other episode, like that, I adopted what my cousin was showing me. So it was eat a lot, lift a lot, like no excuses, get to the gym, and kind of to piggyback what she said about like the feeling sad, like that was part of it too. Like I just wanted to feel better about myself. Like I didn't feel good at all, and going to the gym just gave me those good feelings. So
Yeah. So let's see. He was like, lift hard, eat a lot. And I was like, I just don't want to cry today. Like, please be easy on me. I just need to do this to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
Very, very different wavelengths.
Yeah.
And I also had in my earlier 20s worked out just because that's what I did. I went to yoga classes and all kinds of stuff with my friends. So I think that I kind of went into things a little bit of a know-it-all, and I think because of what Skylar was receiving at the time, he felt like what he was doing was the right way, and I felt like what I had done in the past was the right way. Then
so we
got
clashed. We butted heads.
Oh
a lot.
yeah, and then when you're in a relationship with someone, like it's just so funny how someone that you're not in a relationship with, like a friend or a coworker, can say something to you. Your partner can say it, the exact
And you
same
take
words
it,
and the
you
exact
just
same
take it
tone,
completely
and you're
different.
like, "What did you just say to me?" So we would fight in the gym, y'all. Like he actually had to have a talk with me at one point, like. Listen, like, you can't be crying and stuff. Like, have you seen us? Like, you can't just be crying because people are gonna think I'm like doing something to you. So anyways, yeah, he left me at the gym a few times. Just I was being really unreasonable. I was crying. He was frustrated. He wasn't his best self either.
I shouldn't have left her there though.
But had we been working on our communication, I don't think that would have happened. I think as a couple and as business owners and as friends, to
Yeah.
our friends,
Yeah.
we've learned to practice better communication. Recognize when, you need to take a step back and be like, oh, maybe I'm not being the nicest right now. Or just owning up to your mistakes and apologizing.
Yeah.
A lot can be fixed just by being like, hey, I'm sorry. I was not my best self in that moment. But not only apologizing, identifying what it is that you could work on and then truly working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like that's what a lot of our growth has been with our communication is the the argument happens, the disagreement happens. Sometimes we say things that we probably shouldn't be saying, but we say it because we're, just really feeling it in the moment. And then, the emotions go away, you calm down and you really think about it. And you're like, really, I shouldn't have said that, or I should have approached that better. And that's kind of how we started tackling our communication on top of, just other things as well, was just kind of really just taking the time to sit down and explain, like, this is how you made me feel, or this is how I felt, and just really trying to see it from the other person's perspective. I feel like if you're able to remove yourself from your perspective and really look at it from someone else's, it kind of just gives you an insight as to how they're actually feeling, like how either what you said or how you said it or the tone that you used or whatever affected them. And it just gives you the insight to be able to catch yourself if you find yourself kind of falling back into that, when emotions are starting to elevate, because it'll happen. Like, you'll get into more fights, you'll get into
Oh,
more
it still
disagreements.
happens.
It
I
still
was
happens.
just sitting here
Yeah.
thinking we should do a disclaimer that we're definitely not fully
Yeah,
healed.
yeah.
That our
So
communication
yeah,
is still.
we are no relationship gurus at all. We are normal Joe schmoes. I always am a believer that we can always do better, and I feel like we are doing better, and I feel like we could always continue to improve.
Yep.
Our communication style and whatnot. So
Yeah.
but
But I think that base that we made for each other with communication and like a safe space, I think gave us the confidence and the insight
Yeah.
to that needs to translate over to your career,
Yeah.
to your friendships, to your family relationships.
Yeah.
Even honestly, just how you talk to people in the real world. If someone holds open the door for you, or,
just normal conversations with people.
talking to somebody at the gym about, hey, can I have that machine?
Yeah, I mean,
Because honestly, and I don't want to, I do see where that person was coming from. I also would get frustrated, so I'm not trying to, beat them down or anything.
no.
However, I do wonder, how did they say, hey, can I have this? Can I just work out for a minute?
what she's saying is were they caring about it?
I just mean tone. Yeah, that is what I'm saying, but in a broader sense, tone.
Yeah.
Because everybody
And we're only getting her side of the story.
could stand to
we
work
have
on
no
tone.
idea
Yeah.
what his perspective is like. So I guess it's really easy to be like, she's not the asshole when we don't have his side. We have no idea how she reacted to him, when he was on the machine longer than he needed to be. Like, her true reaction, like actually like feelings on the moment, not when she's, home, calm down, and then making a Reddit post about it. Because at that point, then, like, you're not in that heat of the moment. And,
We don't know how he yelled though either.
Yeah.
That's something else. I mean, maybe he threw a dumbbell. Maybe he did. Maybe he did deserve to
No.
get kicked out of the gym.
I tell you
Who
what,
knows?
I-
We don't. There's not enough in that story. But I just have a funny feeling that they both could have worked on their communication. And even the gym owner, we're in a situation where we'd like to eventually own our own space for people to work out in person, right? So maybe y'all feel differently when that time comes, but it seems very 0 to 100 to not have a conversation and to just kick him out.
Yeah, and kind of go back to what you said before too. Like, did he have any other instances where he got reported? Because if he's been gone there for years, I'm sure you've met the gym owner, or they've seen you like in here a lot. Like, why would they revoke your membership that quickly?
So he might have been problematic.
Now I want to know what else. I want to know more to this. Obviously, there's not more to it, but I wish there was.
Yeah. But anyways, all of working on that communication, I think, has definitely helped you as a trainer.
Oh yeah.
For your clients.
I feel like it's helped me like overall, like as a friend, a brother, a son, a coach. Like, I try to take a lot of what I learned between our relationship and our communication style and whatnot, and try to apply it with my friends. I try to make sure that their cup is being filled, my cup's being filled. I'm not doing anything to upset them, and if I am, like, obviously I want them to let me know so that I can rectify it and make sure that I don't do it again or anything like that. So I really value. That's why I really value communication, because I really value my friendships. I really value my clients. I value my relationship with my wife. I just value all that stuff. So that's another reason why I'm always trying to just make sure that I'm improving myself in any way that I can, because I always know I'm a work in progress for forever.
For
For
forever.
forever. But you know, speaking on the communication between like coaches and clients and relationships and friendships and stuff like that, someone who I know that we worked in the past, we worked together in the past. Not like we haven't worked together since I've like made this new transition to just the better overall communication, the not being so like go to the gym, no excuses. Like I'm a lot more, compassionate and,
Yeah, I think a big piece of the puzzle. So I haven't worked with Skylar for probably almost 4 years,
yeah, it's been a while.
roughly. It's
Yeah.
been a while. And I think that Skylar's a lot different of a coach than he was. He was no excuses. Lift heavy. That's it. That's how you work out. It's the only way. And I was definitely going down more of a holistic path.
You were working on your mental health a lot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
working on the mental health, which is just another podcast. Totally. There's just so much to say about that.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate the way that you have kind of come full circle, and you still have those beliefs about, eating
Oh yeah, like I still think
and
that
lifting heavy
I still
and
think that you should be eating nutritious food. I still think that you should be exercising. Like I don't feel like you need to lift heavy, but you do need to be doing some type of resistance training for your muscles, for your joints, for the longevity of your health. I still believe that, but I don't think that's the only way to go about doing it. And I know that everyone has like their own thing that they like doing, their own way of exercising. Like going to the gym is not the only way to get those benefits, but you got to be doing something. I'm still a firm believer that you have to be doing something to be taking care of your health. Like you can't just coast through life and expect things to be okay if you're not putting in the effort to make sure that you're just taking care of yourself.
yeah, it's not like we're sitting around on marshmallow clouds
Yeah.
eating bonbons and cereal,
I
and as
wish.
long as you feel good, that's all that matters. But I do know that your clients, and I appreciate watching you work with your clients with just how much better you are with communication. I mean, as somebody who has been working through their mental health and is now working through their physical health, like it's hard. It's really hard to work on both. And with you being the type of coach that you have hooked up your clients with therapists, you have talked to your clients about how they're feeling, and you have acknowledged the bad stuff or the hard stuff that's going on in their life without just taking a pause, without to talk about the physical. I think that that's really important, that you have built this level of communication with your clients that they can tell you when something's hard. I also can tell my coach when things are hard. We actually had a whole conversation yesterday about some of the stuff that's going on in my life, and as a client, I would not want to work with somebody that only cared about the physical aspect, because it's important, but it's not the only aspect to health. Just like your mental health is not the only aspect to your health. If your mind's right, but you can't get out of bed in the morning, that's,
Yeah.
and if you look wonderful, who cares if you can do bicep curls with 50-pound dumbbells if you don't want to get out of bed in the morning, or if you think you're a lazy piece of shit even though you can lift all this. It's, you can't have one without the other. And there's actually, we could get into spirituality, there's different types of health, but right now we're talking about physical health and mental health. And I think as a coach, you've done a wonderful job opening up that line of communication for your clients, that they can talk to you about both things, because they're both hard and they're hard to work on simultaneously.
It's funny too. And thank you for saying that. One of my clients who's not with me anymore, they left not too long ago. She's still texting me and let me know she just got her labs done, and she's let me know she's like low on vitamin D, so they put her on that, But it's just cool because like we still have like this friendship, and that's what I try to like build with my clients. Like, yes, I'm your coach at the end of the day. I'm training you, I'm helping you, but we're also friends. Like I do genuinely care about you. I do want to know like what's going on in your life. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are your hobbies? What are your interests? What are your goals? What are your dreams? Like, what do you want to achieve out of life? Because I find those things interesting. And one thing that she said to me when she left working with me, she was like, she thanked me. She thanked me for being a good coach, but she also thanked me for being a good friend. And like that was awesome because like I said, I try to be a friend as well too. Like I really just care.
I just care. But yeah, I think if anything, the takeaway from this should be that, everybody needs to work on their communication.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you think your communication is A-okay, you still need to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
We're all work in progress, and you just got to work on communication. I don't know how else to put that.
So I guess
it'll make your life better.
And I guess I didn't really give it from a coach's perspective too when it comes to like working with a client, and like the type of communication that.
What do you need as a coach when communication?
I just need to know what's going on. Like if you got something going on, like just let me know. Like if you can't do a workout, if life events have popped up that's like gonna cause you to have to take a break, if you're sick, like whatever. That's like those are the things I care about. Like I just want to just give me a heads up, just let me know because I am super flexible. I know that sometimes that stuff takes a backseat. I've told my clients that before. Like sometimes you got other stuff that are just a priority. That's okay. Like you can come back to that. But I've been ghosted in the past before by past clients and whatnot, and that's one thing I don't like, and one thing I don't understand because I try to be very open and approachable when someone's working with me. So that's all I ask for. Like that's all I need as a coach is I just need you to just be transparent and just let me know what's going on when things are going on, and let me know if I need to change anything up, if nothing is working for you, if you need further help with a meal plan or anything like that. Like just let me know, and like I'll do what I can to help you. I'll research. Like I don't care. I love learning new stuff. So,
and since he's working on his communication, he'll be super nice and wonderful about it.
Yeah. But yeah. Do you have anything else that you want to add in terms of client to coach perspective? Like now that you've worked with me a long time ago.
Yeah, so I do have one other thought. I think when he and I would work together in the past, we have different communication styles.
Yeah.
And he would get frustrated with me because he'd show me a workout, but like I needed it explained different than how he was explaining it. I don't know. Like, I guess not only do you need to work on communication, but I think that you should try to work on being able to identify the type of communication that people, your person that you're talking to needs, because we all communicate differently.
What does work for you? I forget. Was it like me, like physically showing you?
No, you physically showing me was just a waste of time.
Was it me like explaining?
It was you like explaining.
Okay.
I just needed it like explained more, and then
I'm like, make a triangle. Make a triangle to the point.
Because we're husband and wife, you would be like, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. But in that moment, I heard like, hey, dummy, do X, Y, and Z, or like, you're dumb. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. But yeah, we just needed to work on learning each other's communication styles. And I think one thing to remember, not only in the gym, but just in any avenue of life, and I've learned this in different seminars, it's so true. What you know, even the simple stuff that someone else doesn't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So for example, I teach paint classes sometimes. I have to remember to tell people to wet their brush in between painting.
To do the basic stuff.
It's something so innate to me.
Yeah.
I know to do that. But somebody who doesn't know how to do that or doesn't paint, they would never know to like dip their brush in the water every once in a while. They just keep painting with dry paint and wonder why things aren't flowing nicely. that was kind of an off-topic
No, I got it.
example,
No, it's a
but
good example.
I think for coaches from a client perspective, like if you want me to do, I don't know, a jumping jack, for example, I'm in my mid 30s. I might not have done a jumping jack since I was in my teens. You might need to take the time to explain to me exactly where my feet need to go and my hand needs to go and what the tempo is.
The reels where people don't know how to skip?
Yes.
So like that's what I'm thinking in my head when you said that.
Yeah, I think as a coach, any coaches that are listening to this or clients that might have an aha moment and say, hey, maybe I need to tell my coach I need this from them,
Yeah.
is just wherever you think your client is at, maybe at least in the beginning, take a step back and really explain the basics.
Yeah.
Because people, again, they need to work on their own communication to ask for what they need. But in that moment, they may not tell you,
No.
hey, I don't really know how to do this.
And on that front, please
Speak up.
Speak up. Like,
As
don't
a
be
client,
afraid.
speak
Like,
up.
you're investing in your health. You're paying someone money to help you, so that you have all this stuff figured out. You don't have to figure it out on your own or anything like that. Speak up. Like, if you're paying X amount a month to work with a trainer, work with a coach, whatever, and they're giving you something, or you're doing something that just doesn't align with you, or it's just not working for you, speak up. Just say something to them. They're not going to be mad at you. I'd rather you speak up and say something to me so I can correct it than not say anything at all. And then you have like a bad experience with me or not get the results that you're looking for because I was missing like this one piece of the puzzle that I had no idea about because you didn't want to speak up to me. So I implore you, please,
I implore you.
Please speak up. There's and if you don't feel comfortable speaking up to your coach, then maybe reconsider a different coach. No, but you should be able to approach your coach without anything. Like, it's a two-way street. They should be able to approach you, and you should be able to approach them, and y'all should be able to just work it out, talk it out, or whatever, and come up with a solution or resolution, whatever it is to the issue that you're having. And I mean, that's that. Like, that's how I feel. Like,
That's that.
yeah. So, but yeah.
Well, that's that, I think.
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed having my lovely wife on here. Like I said, she will be on here a lot more often, so get used to seeing her face, her pretty face. And yeah, I'm looking forward to just continuing to do this with you.
I'm looking forward to doing this
No,
with
thank
you
you
as
for
well.
joining me on this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. This has definitely been a labor of love getting this all set up, but
yeah.
here we are. We bought the second microphone. I'm here now, boys.
So she'll be here, and I plan on trying to have guests on here. I want to have more guests on here as well, too. So we'll get that all figured out. I know that I can't have people show up here in person all the time, so I might do like a virtual thing every once in a while. But for the most part, I want to be able to have people here in person so we can just have that really impersonable interaction with each other.
That's right.
Right, babe?
That's right.
I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll catch you on the next episode. And with that being said, let's
Mosley.